Hello there. Today I'm so grateful to be with my friend, my client, and also my collaborator, a partner in the Modern-Day High Priestess book. She is also an author in the book. And today I want to highlight Valerie Kobberø today and her chapter, why she said yes to this book, and talk a little bit more about Modern-Day High Priestess, the multi-author book collaboration that is more than a book. It's a sacred container for powerful women to join in a collaborative effort to raise the frequency of feminine empowerment, feminine frequencies, feminine intuition, and all of our stories, sharing our stories. And I'm joined here by my trusted guest, Merlin, as well, along with Valerie. So, Valerie, tell me why, just introduce yourself here. Tell
Okay.
me why you joined this book during your introduction. Like, we know each other, we work together.
Yeah.
And what made you join this book?
I think, well, you're the reason why I joined this book. I think it's like you mentioning it to me and, talking about, everybody is a high priestess. Every woman has this power inside them. And I don't think I'm anything special, and I don't, but you inspired me in thinking, yeah, like I have a story to tell too. And I work with healing people with through massage, and I do Reiki, and I'm very intuitive, and you kind of guided me and made me realize that I can do more than just you know stay in the shadows and help people. I can actually talk about my progress and the steps that I had to go through, or the hurdles that I had to go through to become more centered into the power that I received, my purpose, and being a high priestess. Um,
Nice.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. And it's not, it is this power inside of us that keeps us aligned with who we really are. And when we connect with it often, it's easier to be in that power on a regular basis in a sustained frequency of being present.
Hmm.
And what I'm noticing about all the women that are coming into this book, including you, is we have been doing our personal development, our spiritual development, and our professional development, all these skills that we have been honing over this lifetime, including past lifetimes, to this particular moment in today's world. Like we've been doing this work to come together now because there seems to be a need for us. There's a need for us. And we don't have to really know exactly what that is, but just we know it. We know it. Would you agree?
I totally agree. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly. Um, we're being searched. We're being, but we have to show ourselves to be found. If we don't,
Hmm.
I'm starting to realize this, is if you don't talk about yourself or talk about what you can do to help, people don't know. So how can they heal if they don't know how to heal?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really important. And that's one of the big parts of this book is visibility with your story too, because the publisher, Melissa Keenan of Heart Open Publishing, who we're partnering with to bring this book out into the world, we need a publisher, and she's the one. She's also writing in this book. She is masterful at helping us to share our stories, and she calls our stories healing codes.
Mhm.
So, like the story that comes through each author in this book, including you, and I'm going to get you to talk about your chapter as well, is a code that is coming through and will speak to certain people who read this book. Like they needed to hear that to have just a healing within themselves from reading it. Is that right? Is that how you feel?
I, and also to see that anybody can be strong, and anybody can do, like, you have a skill, you have a purpose, and sometimes it can be so deep pushed down that you don't know. And I think that you know people reading our stories can maybe finally realize that they are also very strong and powerful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so powerful what you just said there. And your chapter, um, just give us the sense and essence of your chapter. It's called Awakening the Mystical Healer Within. And I think you're touching on it already there, like that deep knowing that you might not know that you have this power within you.
I mean, we all grow up. I think we come to this plane, or, this reality here that we need to learn something, right? And um, I got through a lot of hurdles and, a lot of second guessing myself and not thinking that I'm good enough. And, these people that came in my life, my family, my ex-spouses and, my friends all taught me a lesson to become a person that already was, but I didn't know who. And these skills that I developed through my lifetime of experiences and travels made me realize that that power and potential is there, and I'm finally blowing into the person that I've always been, but now I am.
Yeah. I've always been, and now I am blooming into that person, right? Like
Yeah.
we're always this person. It's just that we sometimes put masks or covers on ourselves to protect ourselves from maybe those same past experiences happening again. and that's the part of this book. Did you feel a healing process when you wrote your chapter at all?
Yeah, it was quite again, the self-doubt, when I started writing it, and then you like said, we had a timeline and started to write it, and I'm like, I've got nothing to say. Like, I'm not good enough. Like, why do I have to talk about me? Like, I don't like to talk about me. You know me. Like, I'm not a person that likes to talk. And it was a very uncomfortable process for me to actually say, hey, no, like, maybe what at least one person would actually relate, because they went through the same hardships, but they never felt that they could be flourishing into something more powerful. And I shifted my my way of thinking, and the more I wrote, the more I felt like I am this person, that I am strong, and I can be me and not be afraid to hide anymore. And yeah, it was a very, yeah, like a healing process for me to write this book, and going through my past, and the categories of steps that my experiences brought me to be here now is quite
Mhm.
spectacular.
Yeah. So it's really like an initiation that you were going through to move through that, that final piece of, whereas like, no, I want to stay in the background. I want to stay hidden. I don't, those things around not feeling good enough to share your story, they really transformed during your whole process in writing the chapter, which was like a 3-week or a month-long process that you went through, right? Where you downloaded your chapter, you honed it, you refined it, you worked with the developmental editor, and she even like helped you in the healing process, working with the developmental editor, I think, right? Like you really bonded and connected in that process too, right?
Amazing. Like, the whole process, it was very stressful in the beginning, because you don't know what to expect, right? You're like, okay, you have to write this thing, and I'm like, what thing? Like, what do I talk about, right? But when I got my chapter edited, and Viviana and I, we really connected, and and I realized, like, wow, like, there's so many people that I don't know that are so powerful in their knowledge and their mystical um channel of information that they have. And it was, yeah, it was really good to reckon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this whole collaboration, like connecting with Viviana, Tina, our editor, and Melissa, the publisher, and then the other authors in the book too. We have had some sacred opportunities where we've come together and created, an opening ceremony.
Yeah.
And we have a monthly call every month where we come together and we do some big work. Like last week, we did some deep work on, it was actually the Mary Magdalene feast day, and we were all there, really connecting to that divine feminine frequency, that energy that was specific on that day. But we happened to be having a group call on that day, and we harnessed that power to connect us even on a deeper level.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of this book, Modern-Day High Priestess, is, reclaiming the sacredness of containers, of women's circles, of our power, which has been, eroded over time. And
Mhm.
now we're bringing it back in a whole new configuration. And sometimes people, while I've been talking about this book, some people don't resonate with the high priestess, the modern day high priestess word. But like you said at the beginning when we started talking, you don't necessarily have to think of yourself as a high priestess to be included in this book.
Mm.
It's like I kind of think of it as like a essential channel that we can all like connect with. How are you connecting with it?
Yeah, I think it's, we have all these preconceptions, right? Like we assume that being a high priestess, you have to be, but we're assuming a role that we already are, right? So being a high priestess is not, it's not regulated by a certain standards, right? Like I just feel that we are all priestesses, we're all queens and princess, and like just because some outside world has to put a label on everything, I don't believe that labels are fit in a box, right? Like
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
that's how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the title came because I kept getting a download to call a book this Modern Day High Priestess, and really to connect with the divine feminine frequency that has been working with me since I was a young girl. And that's a little bit part of my story, is like being afraid to talk about that.
Mm,
And part of this book has really brought me forward in stepping into the divine feminine frequency for my individual life, but in for my ability to hold this container and work with more women who are holding that frequency. And this is a self-initiated, self-directed, self-selected path
mm,
where you might not have had specific training in priestess energy or whatever, but
yeah.
you've discovered it yourself, or
Mm,
you worked through it in a different way through different modalities.
yeah.
And we are looking for other people who have come about it in even different ways. We're looking for other women from different cultures, from different backgrounds, from different parts of the world. That would be really cool to have some more people from all over the world join us.
Yeah.
And even like the older crones, over 70 women who could help us to really round out this collective piece of art, I
Mm,
will call it. It's a piece of art because we're going to be having all of these stories from different perspectives. And Valerie has her unique perspective. I have my unique perspective, but there's all these other different perspectives around how the divine feminine and power and coming into your power and letting all those fears not stop you.
mm.
Like you weren't stopped. You still moved forward. And if you hadn't signed up for the book, would you have even done this?
No, like I did, I have started writing and everything, but it's not, this is official, right? Like this is the first time I actually completed something, apart from all my training and my education that I have, for in doing massage and in Reiki. Like this is the first time I've completed something that talks about me. So, and being part of a community and feeling that, we're all supported. And like you said, like all of us are coming in with, almost like a piece of a pie, right? Like we're completing the full circle. We're showing, every little part of, being a high priestess in every angle of a life. And,
Mhm. Mhm.
blooming into something way better than I ever thought it would be. So it's good.
Yeah. Another one of our authors, Melody, she's really tuned into astrology and the planets and the alignments and stuff more than I am or you are. And she's really, noticing how everything is pointing to this as being really a very big project beyond what we actually know.
Mm.
And we are feeling it and we are feeling it. And I loved how you put it together like a pie. Like it is, and it can be, it's a 24, 25 sliced pie. And we're we're just over halfway there, and we're looking to finish the, round out this delicious, fluffy, flaky, perfectly baked pie with some more beautiful women from all types of different perspectives and unique backgrounds, so that we can make this a really rich and delicious collaboration. Some of the benefits of being in this book for you so far, Valerie, what have they been?
Well, the sense of community, I mean, the sense of feeling that I'm not alone, right? So, like you said, we're meeting every once a month, and and I didn't know about all these other women that are already writing in our book and in your book. And it's just like, it really is mind blowing because I'm meeting these people I would have never met, so I think it's even a bonus that I didn't expect to get from.
And you are right, it's our book. It's not my book. It's
Yeah.
our book. I created, sometimes you need a leader to have the vision or whatever, but eventually it comes together and it's our creation that is being created here. And it's a co-creation, and we're co-evolving as we're co-creating and co-collaborating. Like it's really a multi-dimensional, multifaceted project that we've all co-created, right? Like we're just being visible today, Valerie and I, so that the other women who are really know that they're already aligned, they've already agreed to it and their soul contracts to be in this book, they find us and they sign up. So what is the benefits of signing up on this book is you're going to get professional visibility. You're going to be a best-selling author. We do an Amazon book campaign, and we're going to have a digital book party launch release around the end of November. And then 3 months later, we're going to do a print copy launch marketing campaign as well. And so we're planning on a whole year of marketing and visibility for your book, like this book and your chapter. So there's going to be so much opportunity to really, marry with your brand, your personal brand, and grow your visibility over the next year with this project. And then the community, like Valerie said, like all the different women that are coming together and the friendships that are being created and the collaborations. I've already had 2 women speak in my Earth Day streamathon I did, and I'm creating a summit that's coming up in October. And, there's people in our community that are already speakers that I can ask to come into, and I can speak in their summits. Like there's a lot of opportunity here if you're a speaker and a writer already to grow your visibility and to create these real collaborations that feel good, like, and easy and effortless. Like we're not trying. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not being forced. And then there's, like Valerie said, this personal initiation that you can, step into just by registering. Like, I know that just by saying yes and signing on to this project with Melissa, an initiation got ignited immediately. And that one was, ooh, now I'm stepping into this priestess role. Like, ooh, I have to line up with that. What needs to be, let go of so I can really step into holding this container. And I had to do some work there. And Valerie, it sounds like you had to do some work there too. Like, you had to like, oh, I decided to be visible. Now I have to like step into that and share my story. And it really curated the most beautiful story that you could have shared.
Yeah,
Would you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
the experience is like put together, a little puzzle put together, and it looks like a little pretty picture, and you know,
Mhm.
um, but I wouldn't have been able to do this alone, writing it all on my own. So it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And our editor and publisher really are very masterful at helping us to create the most beautiful story
Mm.
with description and flow and also a call to action,
Mm.
you know, to for the person who reads it to really step into their power.
Mm.
Yeah. And then, you're getting all of this graphic, editorial, marketing support, which you can learn to apply to other things going on in your life, like your business visibility and your branding.
Yeah.
And so there is an investment to work in this project. And, there's two different opportunities. You can have one that you have your name on the cover and you write a 4,000 word chapter, or you have another opportunity where you write a 3,000 word chapter and your name's not on the cover. And so we have two different price levels, which you can find out more if you want to send Valerie or myself a DM. We can tell you more about the book project. And the investment is part of your initiation. Like it really helps you to step into bigger visibility with this commitment to write a beautiful healing story that will be viewed by so many other people.
Hmm. Yeah.
How did you feel about making the investment?
The investment was like, crap, that's now I'm paying for it, so now I
Yeah.
have to be committed. It's like kind of signing a contract. You're like, okay, now I'm a contract for myself. So
Yeah. Yeah. And so it really draws out the best of you. If you are, sometimes I notice when I do things that are free, I don't really put the effort in.
Yeah.
I
True.
they're not motivating me to really move anything to, to get the transformation that I'm wanting because I didn't put any skin in the game.
Exactly.
And so here it helps to motivate this commitment to your initiation to the transformation that you're wanting. The thing I've been noticing a lot with people I'm working with, clients, myself, if I'm not willing to go deep, then it only goes as, the transformation only goes as far as I will go.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so the deeper you can go into your transformation, the deeper you can share who you are. Like the bigger the bigger the result will be that you're wanting.
Hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's doing the work for it to be
Mhm.
blossoming. You can't just,
Yeah.
expect things to come to you without actually making the effort. If you
Yeah.
have to dig, like, and then,
Mhm.
planting seeds, you have to dig to have something beautiful afterwards, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm so happy that you just decide to come onto this book with us. And thank you so much for sharing about your chapter and your process and why you joined this project. And yeah, it can be intimidating to
Mhm.
step into a project like this, but I think it's worth it. I think this is one of these projects that is going deep
Mhm. It is
and it can cause a major transformation for the better.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for spending some time with us and learning about the book. I invite you to send either one of us a DM and we can tell you more about the book if you're interested in joining. And if you want to get on the wait list, I'll put the link in the comments as well so that you can get onto the launch party and support us when we start launching this book in November or in late November. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you.